Alright, Thatcher. After the last game, can they top it off in game number 3? I wonder. But for now, we are heading into the draft mode, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, mYinsanity is ready. And that means that we'll be jumping into said draft mode. Thatcher, are you ready to rock and roll?
I am always ready to rock and roll, except when you start the stream when I am not here. This time I was here, though. We're currently waiting for Gaming's representative to jump into our wonderful draft picking thing, and then we can begin the draft.
Well, that's just going to take a little bit longer, but, yeah. I'm very curious what they are going to be banning out, because Illidan has been picked every game on mYinsanity. And on SK, well, SK has just been rolling with the punches, I guess.
Yep, and we did the last game see SK make an incredibly good decision. We even saw in the chat just now in-game, MY just congratulating SK, just like, that was a really good call. We did not see that coming. That was the best move you could have done. So we're seeing a lot of mutual respect for both these teams right now.
Yeah, and I mean, if these two are the best that Europe has to offer, then European teams have to step up their game. They have to go beyond mYinsanity, beyond SK, because they are already the best, which means that the rest just is looking up, well, those SK and mYinsanity guys. Can we catch them? There's only one answer to that, and that is maybe.
It's true. Both these teams have only lost games, excluding like games with DCs and all that. They've only lost maps even to one other team in Europe in the tournaments that me and you have cast, and that is Fast Forward.
Yeah, Fast Forward is a team that we aren't seeing in this tournament though, but Fast Forward is also a fast-growing team that is getting ready to, well, battle it out against SK and mYinsanity. And from my perspective, if I'm looking at the battles that do not involve one of these three teams, then, well, I need to rephrase this. In Europe, from what I can see, you have several tiers, and I would say this is S tier, as for SK Gaming.
There's an S in Insanity. I'll let you have it.
And there's an S in Fast Forward. It's the S tier.
Okay, the super tier. Let's call it that.
And then under that you have a lot of teams that are also really good, but they can't get to SK or mYinsanity or Fast Forward yet.
I put that tier. We'll call that tier A. I'd say that would probably be Playing with Pain is Pain, I2 Hard Hots, Mouse Sports, etc.
Yeah, everybody who's in the league. So I'm expecting SK and mYinsanity to finish first and second in the league, but that's at this point. That's right now. That's what we're talking about right now. And speaking of talking about right now, we are heading into the draft phase.
The draft. Yep, and it is SK who are going to get the first ban and the first pick. So let's see what they do bring out.
So again, Tychus and Stitches. Yeah, has to be.
Yep, I expect so. And you only get one ban. Those are pretty preferable bans, but we've seen both these teams actually use certain heroes to very high effect. It's possible that we could see a targeted Illidan ban.
Yeah, but then they have to give up Tychus. Or do they?
No, they don't. If SK ban Illidan from MYI, then MYI would have to ban Tychus to stop SK from getting it, which means SK would have Stitches or something like that available.
Other option is ban out Uther and then pick up Stitches or Tychus. If they ban out Illidan.
Very possible. Uther is a good ban, but both teams have used Uther here, so we're not going to see a huge. Uther's not going to be a huge loss. Tassadar is the first ban. Very solid. We've seen him in every game so far. Banning him out may throw MY off their game a little bit.
Yeah, might throw them for a loop, but that means that Stitches and Tychus are open.
I think Tychus will be the next ban, just to play it safe.
Yeah, but that gives Stitches to the other team. Although then you get Uther Artist, and that's also a very, very strong combination.
This is true. This is very true. Let's see. It's Stitches. That leaves Tychus open. If SK don't pick Tychus right now, I will eat my water bottle. Not the water in it. I will eat the bottle leave the water standing just due to surface tension. Science.
That's not how it works, Thatcher. That's
This
not
is
how
if
it
I
works.
say how it works. It's not how any of this works.
Yeah,
It's how it works if I say that's how it works. But Tychus all 100. Oh, that's the thing. Uther or Tychus? Who do they want priority?
Uther, hands
I'd say
down. Uther has been in every. Uther is so important to most of these team compositions due to the amount of healing that he can do by just aiming at someone.
I'm going to say Tychus.
I'm going to say
I'd
Uther.
rather have I'm going to say that I think SK will rather pick up Tychus and they'll just leave Uther for Ace of Spades.
And then Uther goes over to mYinsanity together with Arceus. That's a very, very risky play.
It's a risky play, but
I don't like it. I am pretty sure it's going to be Uther.
if they have given that up, though, they may give away Uther, but that means they will have both Tychus and Rhaegar if they want to go for Ancestral Healing to keep Tychus alive longer, or Bloodlust to go for that
What?
X damage. But no, they're taking Arthas, just completely
Okay, I'm
irrelevant.
done.
Just
I'm done.
Give them Uther Tychus.
Stream is off.
Uther
Bye.
Tychus.
Yeah, Uther Tychus. Hands down.
Yeah, just like, you know what? Yep, fine. We'll take this. Let you have those, and we're gonna have to see counter picks. Out of that's one of the quickest picks we've ever had in this draft phase. Yep, there we go. Instant from MYI. We're gonna have to see counter picks out of SK here. We have to.
What can they pick up against the Tychus? And an Uther? Tyrael?
Brightwing, Tyrael. Quite a few people with CC.
Brightwing isn't all that good against the Tychus.
Brightwing can polymorph a Odin.
Point taken.
Not the best counter, but considering what supports have been taken and banned, pretty much your only option when it comes to support.
Or
there's
Malfurion.
Rhaegar as well. There's Rhaegar as well.
Yeah, they can
I think
pick up
Rhaegar is going to be their selection, but they need... I'm expecting we're going to see a bit more of a burst team from SK here, just to work their way through this. We're taking a long time picking here. I get the feeling that someone might be shouting at BKB just like, you gave them what?
Yeah, probably. He's probably going to be sent over to the Burger King to get his team some burgers afterwards.
He's a chef. He can, or he works at a restaurant. He can cook them the food.
Yeah, true enough, true enough.
Some barbecue king burritos for them.
Barbecue King burritos. Wow.
Yep, Nova, as I said, looking for that's going to be their roaming comp unless they have someone else to roam with Arthas. But the whole idea of this comp is going to be picking people off. What's the map actually? Let me.
Blackheart's Bay.
Ooh.
So a Zeratul would fit in.
That might be why they gave it up so much. Nova's very good on this map for starters. Arthas still good for the ganks, and there's the Tyrael.
Yeah.
This is an engage comp. It's okay. Our opponent's got some coins. We're going to take them back now. And it's going to be all about just finding someone, just like, okay, Tychus has this many coins. These
now
are
he
coins
doesn't.
Now. Yeah, these are our coins now. This is a comp, looks at the moment, if they had Stitches in it would be perfect. It would be a comp about taking coins from their opponents. And for their final two picks, I'd say
I'm expecting mYinsanity to pick up Rhaegar first.
I don't think mYinsanity will pick up Rhaegar because they already have Uther as a support. I think it's more likely to be a Nubarak and someone else. I'm not sure.
Nubarak and Rhaegar.
Diablo. I think Diablo. Then it won't be Rhaegar.
It has to be Rhaegar.
It can't be Rhaegar.
Why
do
can't
they have
it
two
be...
supports?
What's wrong with two supports?
Nothing wrong with it, but it has a much lower win ratio than Double Warrior or Double Assassin if we look at the previous tournament statistics.
Yeah, but these guys have already shown that statistics mean nothing.
I think it's too much of a risky play, and I'm almost positive they won't go with it. If they do go for Rhaegar, I'll give you all the props you deserve. But there's an Uberak, and I think it'll be Diablo or maybe even Chen as their final pick here. Or they will go for their second Assassin now, rather than their second Warrior and just leave mYi. In fact, they'll probably definitely go for their second Assassin because SK already have their two Warriors, so they're not going to steal another one away from mYi. So I think this will be a Falstad or a Reyna, maybe even a Valor.
Reyna would work wonders with Odin, though.
This is true. Reyna
and the
Odin
Locusts
would be nice. Yeah, buff the Locusts. That would be very funny.
Zagara.
Zagara. Oh, yes, I completely forgot about that. A very solid pick. Very decent for just poking out the enemy. There's a lot of smoke fields on this map, which is just obscure vision, basically the equivalent of brushes in other games. Zagara are very good for scouting those out and giving vision. Also leaving creep around the turret area, incredibly useful. So Zagara's a very solid prediction.
SK hasn't really played Zagara, so I'm pretty sure they're going to save Zagara for the last pick. So
well, it's mYi's pick right now.
Yeah, exactly. So SK won't be playing Zagara. That's
Well,
for certain.
that's what we're saying. It's more likely that MYI will be picking it up.
Yeah, but that's the final. Oh, Illidan. Well,
Illidan, very solid. We may even see a Hunt Illidan.
on
Just
the.
to pick people off.
Mm,
I don't think it's likely.
I
But
think
it
that
may
in
be
this
possible.
composition they really want the Zagara to fill it up. So I'm locking it in. Final pick for mYinsanity is going to be Zagara, unless SK takes it away.
I think the final pick for mYinsanity will be either Diablo or Chen. I think Diablo is more likely. So that's my final lock-in. Diablo for mYinsanity. Whereas SK, they have a double pick here. They're missing a support, so that will be the Rhaegar, likely for them. And their final pick for them... What else do they need? Another Assassin, Falstad or Raynor, or Valor. I'm thinking... I don't think Zeratal's good against this comp.
Yeah, but it's more about the map. The map it's really easy for Zeratal to get away. I
know, but I still think Brightwing, yeah, very solid pick. Rhaegar a bit more meta, as we could describe, but Brightwing, as we pointed out earlier, very good at polymorphing the Odin. I should have stuck with my gut there. And the last pick, I'm expecting probably a Falstad. If you're going Brightwing, Falstad is a really solid pick for an Assassin.
Yeah, if you're going Brightwing, then it has to be Falstad, and that leaves open Zagara for mYinsanity.
Yep, there's quite a few mercs on this camp as well, so it just gives that bit of extra mobility. So I think that's a solid pick. Very solid pick there from SK, and I'm almost positive Falstad will be the fill-up. But we've been proved wrong several times today. But seriously, someone needs to look into target banning Illidan from MYI.
Yeah, but what are you going to... If you ban out Illidan, then they ban out Tassadar, or rather they ban out Stitches, so you can only pick Tassadar, Artus, or Uther, or Tychus.
That's true. But SK taking a lot of time thinking about their final pick here, down to the last 15 seconds. Let's see what they do. There we go.
Vala! Interesting choice. Haven't seen Vala in quite a while, though, but in the third game, they finally break out the Vala here. Over the Falstad, over the Raynor. And Vala has been classified as a B-tier assassin.
That's true. She's not the highest tier there is, but it's going to throw mYinsanity for a bit of a loop here. And Vala does have the mobility to dodge out the way of people like the Sanubarak, like the Raynor Grenades, like the Uther Stuns. She can get out of there and still throw down all her abilities and her auto attacks. It's depending on, though, with this very high CC comp from mYinsanity, whether Vala is going to go for the auto attack build, which is preferable for people on ladder and most of the pros, or whether she'll go with what we saw a bit yesterday and go for the more ability-based Vala build, so you can stay at range, not have to worry so much, and just poke forever.
Right, so mYinsanity final pick, Diablo or Zagara. Techno calls Zagara, Thatcher calls Diablo. And we're both wrong. I'm not sure.
We haven't found out yet.
It's still taking some time. Time left, 4 seconds.
Damn it! Why do I never trust myself?
Wow, okay.
I just don't trust myself, apparently.
Well, nobody should trust you anyhow, so...
Wow, rude.
Ooh, BM.
Ooh, he's only gone BM'd it, but yay, it's a Chen pick! I'm happy either way. And
it's Jackie Chen!
It's Jackie Chen. And I would like to point out that the Chen will be coming down on Araragi, I'm pretty sure. And it's Araragi who I basically learned my ladder Chen build from. So it's nice to see him playing Chen. He doesn't have the master skin that I have, though. He is not a master Chen. I am Master Chen. In fact, let me look quickly. Yeah, his Chen's level 4. He hasn't even had the 500 gold from it yet.
Well, at the very least, we do have a Toothless in the game.
We do. We have the that's the third skin tint of Brightwing. Very nice skin tint. I like it.
How do you get those skin tints again?
Level up. Ah. Yeah. They're free skin tints that you get for leveling up. And nice. We're waiting for one more player.
BKB.
Who are waiting for? Is it BKB?
It's BKB. Reported.
Yeah.
Reported for AFK.
BKB. Come on, man.
No, he's rewriting his name to BRB.
BRB. We have to ask him why his name is this at some point.
It has to have something. It has to. Yeah. Anyhow, we are getting into game, so I can actually switch to the in-game in 3, 2, 1, 0.
And they've been beamed up. There we go.
Yes, beam
The
me
game
up,
was
Scotty.
like, wait, they're having what map again? The game was confused, just like, we're not used to this. But we are loading in to the Black Hearts Bay, and this is the final game between SK and mYi. Winner of this will take first place in
The
Heroes
rankings.
Premier League. I was about to say bracket, but it's a league.
It's a league in the rankings of the Heroes Premier League. For those who are not familiar with Black Hearts Bay, it's pretty simple. Collect some coins, hand them into the pirate in the middle of the map, and then he will bombard your enemies. Well, that's pretty simple. Simple map, simple rules. Winner wins, loser loses.
Very much so. So we have mYi on the left-hand side. We have SK on the right-hand side. Both teams going with slightly out of the ordinary team comps with a Chen pickup and a Vala pickup. Slightly out of the ordinary. Very interested to see how this goes down. And the one thing I'd like to point out is SK's team looking a little squishy on the assassin front there.
Well, so be it. So be it. 5-man push from the team of mYinsanity towards the observatory, whereas SK is only bringing in 4. So that's a very, very bad move by SK. Well, actually a smart move because they get some experience in the bot lane.
Yep, that's exactly how they're going to do it. Just going to play it safe, hover around this area, just in case mY did not come. mY do have the vision of this area now, and SK just dancing around the outside of that vision circle. Brightwing, just carefully scouting. And Araragi has already made it down to the bot lane in time to get the XP from it. And now we're going to see Araragi's Chen in action, whereas mYi pretty much all in the top lane, just grabbing XP from there, which is going to give SK a little bit of an advantage as they are hovering in this mid lane, trying to get the XP, but not enough to keep them ahead, due to the fact that mY have all rotated down here.
Yep, it's time for the treasure chests, and all the coins going over to mYi, and it looks like they're immediately going to be handing those in.
Yep, mYi playing a bit too fast here for SK to really keep up with. Araragi just out-duels Ral there, able to chase him back, and is continuing to out-damage Ral. In comes BKB to try and gank Araragi. Araragi just completely dodging out the way, and he is outplaying Ral here very nicely here, but now he's in a bit of a pickle. He is surrounded by enemies, able to kick past Ral, but does get picked off. It was a bit too greedy there.
Actually, what he was doing was perfect, because it allowed the team of mYi to actually get a full hand in if they so desire, because they now have all the coins in the map, and SK has 0. And that's a very big lead that they have. If they
This might change though.
no, deep tunneling actually.
Taking a lot of damage, he's dropped low, but he's able to get out. Very nice there, but this does mean that SK will be able to pick up those 2 coins. The only 2 coins they have, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, better some coins than no coins. But in top lane, Ace of Spades fighting against Lynx, and you were talking about how Brightwing is able to always out-sustain an Uther due to the passive of Brightwing.
Yeah, Brightwing's heal is a passive as opposed to Uther's, which costs mana. And we're currently seeing both teams neither really diving for the turn-in yet. They're just going around the map, taking control of the mercenaries first, waiting for a bit later, I believe, for when it feels just a bit more advantageous to take those mercenaries, while just scouting out the bottom hard camp for now. And it's now just going to go help his team with the easy camp, while Araragi clears the bottom lane. Whereas in the mid lane, Zarmony is just chasing Ace of Spades out of that watchtower as she does take it.
Smart move here by SK, getting a little bit of an experience advantage due to their nice positioning of the heroes, and that's also something you have to keep in mind on pretty much every map in Heroes. If you want to get experience, you have to have heroes in every single lane at the times that it's needed. If there are no minions, then you shouldn't be there, but Shinobu now, moving towards the middle, picks up the observatory, and, well, it just exchanges hands for a little bit. I like how this is playing out already in the top lane.
This is true, and right now we're seeing SK moving towards the turn-in. They're going to try and turn in their 6 coins here. mYi hanging around the area right now. They were looking possibly for someone to roam down. Not sure what they were hanging around for. But they're now moving a bit further forward, going to try and meet up with Araragi, see if they can catch out Ral here.
Another big thing here is that the big golems are now pushing down in that bottom lane. Actually, the hand in from Lowell and from Fredzu
Just Freds.
Freds. That's going to be more than enough to start the first barrage of these cannons. So we're going to be seeing what the objective of the map is, and that's hand coins, and then suddenly it starts shooting.
Yeah, but Zarni now, as well as BZ, need to hang back a bit, because those explosions will actually do damage to the players if they are caught in the radius. But here we go. SK going to try and do an engagement here. Brightwing has teleported down, but SK, the mYi, already just backed up. They're completely fine.
Yeah, they see Brightwing coming in, back away, and they know we don't have to fight here. We can just sit back and relax as all those forts are getting, at least as one of the forts gets taken down. And that gives a huge experience lead now over to the team of mYi. And this is also something that maybe is how mYi rolls. They lose a little bit early and then slowly but surely pull it back. And it's a strategy that SK hasn't really been able to combat, but we're on Blackheart's Bay, and BKB actually has 4 coins in his possession, which means that there's now going to be a counter-offensive by the Pirates.
Yeah, teams currently taking it in turns to get the Pirates, whereas the mYi just letting it happen. They're instead going to take this bottom hard camp. The only person who could contest this here is Ral, and he wants nothing to do with it. He's just going to hover around here and wait for the chest to spawn, which I believe they do in fact soon. Ral now knows that this camp has been taken, as it did appear. In the meantime, everyone appears to just be hovering around lanes, getting XP, and SK refusing to fight here because mYi have their ultimates.
Yeah, mYi getting that advantage due to the fort. However, now finally SK, because they were able to hand in everything, have also gained access to their heroic ability. A 10 coin hand in here by mYi. SK is a little bit too late to stop this one from handing in.
Yep, Zarmany did come down here to try and dispute this, but now they're going for the chest, and we're going to see a fight over the chest. Oh, Aragi just diving in. No carry gets stunned by the Raid of Vengeance. Precision Strike being dropped down onto Lao. Chen has taken the barrel roll, just completely eliminating Ral from the fight, but Ral teleports back in using Elderwinds, and that was a really good fight for SK. Seriously doing massive damage to mYi, taking out 3 heroes there.
Yeah, this is the kind of the issue when you're dealing with a Brightwing, and Brightwing teleported in, turned the fight into a 5 versus 4 in favor of SK, and SK just capitalized on the numbers advantage that they got from that one. So, yeah, if you're dealing with a Brightwing, you need to have your support in position before the fight starts, not after Brightwing starts teleporting.
Very much so, and now SK, for the first time in this game, have got themselves a lead. Their team appears to be a bit more efficient in the team fight than mYi were. They were just very good there. And Chen, he did actually do a good job. He tried to CC Ral on material out of that fight, but Ral just immediately Elderwind Smite and teleported onto the other side of that barrel, rendering it completely mute.
This is also going to be an interesting here. In the top lane, the fight has broken out, but Chen is nowhere to be seen. Chen is on the bottom side of the map, and that is costing mYi. And we're seeing exactly the same thing that cost mYi their lead earlier on, indecisiveness. They are not fast enough. They do not decide fast enough that they're going to be fighting that Grave Golem. You saw half of the team already in position to fight, and then I believe it was whose name? Aragi still had to walk all the way from the bottom lane up to the top lane, and then you're too late. And this is what happens. I believe a full hand in.
Yeah, that is a full hand in +2. So they keep 2 extra coins. BZ, not learning how to count from Dora, still continues to turn in despite the fact that the pirate was already full.
Your enemy has it out for you.
So that's going to be another fort going over to SK Gaming, and going to give them another level advantage, up to 2 levels. It's going to be very hard for mYinsanity to actually pull this one back, especially since they picked Chen over Zagara here. They don't really have that Haymaker ultimate. Okay, they have the barrel coming out of Chen, but they don't have the lockup that Zagara's ultimate brings in 3 champions that they can 3 heroes.
I still prefer the Chen pick to Zagara, because otherwise they would have almost no tankiness. And Chen is providing a lot of tankiness to this team, and a lot of engage potential thanks to his kick. Especially when he hits level 16 and he gains the root kick. Oh no, wait, that's level 7 talent. He does have the talent that allows him to root enemies, so very good for chasing and for when they do engage more efficiently than that team fight was there.
Yeah, but I still feel that Zagara's ultimate would have turned the fight there pretty much, just like Zeratil's ultimate with the Void Prison. But that's just my...
I think Zeratil's just too low a tier at the moment. He might have been a good choice, but he's just too low a tier to take the risk at the moment.
At the very least, they do get their full hand in, and mYinsanity gets themselves probably the fort here. Yeah, the fort's going down in one go.
Yeah, if there's towers, then the fort survives. If there's no towers, or if there's no first set of towers, then the fort...
Actually, a fight breaking out, Raw gets caught out, and Brightwing is already dead.
Oh my god, that Rain of Vengeance, that's such a good disengage by SK here. However, they're retreating to the wrong place here. Ral is going to get caught out here, does use displacement in his smite there, but does get picked off. He was trying to retreat to the fort that was no longer there thanks to the cannon. Bit of a mistake there by Ral, but the rest of SK, except for Brightwing, not sure what happened to her.
Just got blown up.
Indeed, the rest of SK were able to back out thanks to a very, very nice Rain of Vengeance there by BZ. But that is still 2 kills for mYi, which does bring them back into the game a bit.
Yep. At the start of the fight, the Fairy Dragon was turned into Fairy Dust, and that pretty much showed how powerful the pick capabilities of mYi are. However, they did use a lot of ultimates just to kill Brightwing. And there's another thing you have to consider here. There are 2 ultimates in the hands of mYi that are over time. We're looking at the Odin, and we're looking at the transformation from... sorry, 3 actually. You have the Asmodon ult, Anub'arak ult, sorry. You have the Illidan ult, the Barrel. I don't really call that as a overtime ultimate. But you do have 2 transformations and a lot of damage over time. Actually, a fight breaking out here at the hard camp.
Nice judgment, completely cancelling out the overdrive. There's the Odin, but the Odin already pretty much out. Araragi is just shielding his entire team here thanks to his passive brew gaining ability. And here we go, it looks like, yes, mYi do take the hard camp, and down goes the majority of the rest of SK here. SK starting to lose this fight. Both teams have lost 1 player each, but SK have no health compared to mYi. And that fight, oh, BZ, you should not have gone back in there. That was a mistake, and Araragi takes him down. And that fight was almost... Oh, nice counter kill there by SK. But incredibly well played, and the majority of that fight was down to Araragi. SK dropped all their damage there, but Araragi has taken the talent known as Enough to Share. And Chen's passive is he presses D, he stops himself doing anything for a second while he gains a shield and gains Brew, which is his version of mana. With Enough to Share, not only does he give himself a very powerful shield, he gives his teammates a shield, which means almost all of that damage and sustain that came out from SK there was rendered mute by Araragi, giving his entire team that much sustain as well.
Also, Fred now handing in 9 coins, plus the 8 coins from Araragi. mYinsanity suddenly back in the game. I have to say, these guys, they were pretty much out of the game, and then this team fight completely turned it around. Another thing I'd like to point out, not only the shield, but it was also Tychus. Tychus was fully spun up, and he was just dealing damage. He was left alone while in the middle of the entire team of SK, and that meant he was putting out so much damage that SK could never come back in. And yes, at the end he did go down, but that was after he already killed everyone of SK.
Yeah, but very, very well played at the moment. So, mY put themselves a bit back into the lead here, and SK moving as a 5-man gang squad at the moment, trying to find what is the remainder of mY, seeing if any of them were hanging around this area, but they're too late. mY have already rotated up to their hard camp.
Smart move here by mY, just picking up that hard camp. They have 10 coins, 12 coins in their possession right now. Yeah, 12 coins in their possession, and they are moving towards the Grave Golem. They decide to give up their bottom fort, but pick up a Grave Golem instead, which is going to put so much pressure on the map that they should be able to hand in yet another load of coins to the pirate.
I would agree. This is very possible. While the Golem is being taken in the top lane, SK going to try and deal as much damage as possible. I'd like to point out to the people in the chat who are talking about Zeratul. Zeratul is a very good hero, but he's too situational, which lowers his tier. As a hero himself, very high tier, very high damage, but with the majority of comps, and against the majority of comps, he isn't that useful, unless you're in the NA, in which case, he's picked quite a lot.
But fortunately we are in Europe, and we are seeing this match, the match of legends, the match that has been, well, pretty much the Blizzard servers try to keep the match from the servers just because of the power it generates, and there's a huge team fight breaking out.
God. That Rain of Vengeance, though, only hitting one member of MYI. The slow has been used. We did see double blood for blood there used onto Freds to try and slow him down, but wasn't enough to pick him off. And because of this, though, SK are gonna get another turn, and then they're all gonna be back and defend against that Golem.
The Golem is already pretty low. He's going to be falling here, but he did take out 2 of these towers here, plus a little bit of what was left over in that top lane. For the team of mYinsanity, though, they still have about 13 coins that they want to hand in, and they have to hand them in right now, because what we've seen so far is every time they keep those coins with them, and one of them gets picked off, they lose so much of their advantage that they have. I really would suggest just handing them in right now. Just hand them in, make sure that you have them, and then be done with it.
It looks like they agree with you due to the fact the entirety of MYI is hanging around this turn-in area. We're just going to clear their bot lane a bit. They're also hanging around these mercenaries. I'm just going to kill those off, get a couple more coins, which, will that get them enough for the full turn? I don't think it will.
I think they're at 15 right now. 7, 5, 2, 1, that's 15.
Well, their easy camp's up in 40 seconds. If they want to wait that long, then they can do that, but it makes more sense to turn these in so they don't get killed off. But BKB is now here, as well as the rest of SK, to try and prevent this. SK
yeah,
have
they're
a
in
couple
stealth.
coins to hand in themselves. Oh, it's sneaking. They're sneaking. They're trying to turn in. It's time to go. There's the root. Doesn't hit anyone. Odin instantly popped the barrel pop just to eliminate some people from the fight here. There's the Divine Storm. Oh, good lord. There's the precision strike onto the Odin. Odin is pipped out, and this is not looking good for SK right now, being dropped low. But looks like Tychus will get picked off here, which will even up the fight a little. But there's already 3 people down for SK, and they're already having to pull back.
Yeah, and look at this hand in. That's over 16 coins that they can now hand in if Ace of Spades so desires. But, well, top lane has the Night Camp pushing though. But yeah, something to point out in this fight is that all the transformations were successful. Usually what happens when Tychus pops into his Odin is that he takes quite a bit of damage while transforming. In this case, he took 0 damage. He was able to pop a few of his abilities, and after even getting hit with a precision strike, he was still alive. They had to focus him down, but the issue with focusing down a Tychus when there's an Illidan on your back, well, then you can't focus down the Illidan, and the Illidan will take you down instead. And that's what happened in the last fight. So for now, hard camp being taken by mYi, and mYi in a very, very good position right now.
Very much so.
They took down middle fort middle keep, by the way, with the cannons.
Oh, nice. So that is all the forts. Yeah, that is all of SK's forts gone, and all of mYi's forts gone. Once again, we're seeing a pretty close game. Both teams taking and giving away team fights over and over again. So
they're pinging the hand-in point, but they don't have the coins. Actually, Lowell does. Lowell's going in. Very risky play here. They have to fall back. They really need to hand in these coins first, and then or go for the push here.
Yep, Link's time to TP. Link has come down to the bot lane with the Brightwing. So they're finally going to kill off this easy camp in the bot lane so they can try and contest these chests. Or if not the chests, the turn-in, because they do need to clear their bot lane quite quickly. Whereas mYi, they need to take these chests and turn in as quick as possible before SK can react. But SK already mounted up and on the way. Those Locusts will actually slow them down a bit. They demounted BKB. And they're still just going to continue pushing bot lane, whereas mYi
this was the perfect moment. This was the perfect moment for mYi to turn in, but they decide to first go all the way to the top lane. They decide to get the hard camp because they know that there's a keep at the end of that lane that is at half hit points. If those hard camps are going to be pushing, is it actually a top lane? That's a top lane hard camp, right?
Yeah. There are no mercs that go into the mid lane on this map.
Yes. So with these mercs in hand, that means that actually. Does SK have enough for a hand-in? No, they don't. They're actually waiting around the hand-in point. But these mercs are going to create a huge push wave together with the minions that are coming in. And then also in the mid lane, there's already a triple catapult coming in for mYi. That's triple catapults, Thatcher. Triple catapult.
Triple catapult all the way.
Catapult.
Oh, they're just waiting.
Oh, this is exactly the same as last game.
Just waiting.
This is exactly the same as last game.
They're not backdooring. They're just waiting for the turn. There we go. They're off.
Yeah, they're off.
They were just waiting for the enemy. They were just waiting for SK to appear on their minimap somewhere, playing it safe, They weren't being active. They weren't doing anything risky. They were just waiting for their chance. And there is the full turn-in with 3 coins to spare.
They can actually backdoor the core right now.
They're going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to do the SK strategy. It's the SK.
They're going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
There's no minions with them. It's all going to be down to hero. Ultimates are being popped. We're seeing the entirety of SKB out. Beezy is going to be a bit too slow here. There's a precision strike. The full team fight comes down. Chen is just trying to CC everyone while now worse down the core. Prince doing his own Rocky is diving onto it.
It's going to be. It's mYi. They do it. What? they pulled an SK. They pulled
SK. Chen is in the core right now.
You could say they pulled this out of their SK.
That doesn't even make sense. That was so good.
Wow!
That was so good. Also to point out that it was the nuke that finished the game. That was awesome.
Wow!
Very well played there. And that does mean that mYi takes the game. mYi takes the series. And that means mYi will go to the top of the Premier League with the only team to not lose a match. They've lost a map, but it's not enough. SK with incredible play there, but mYi there with such patience. They waited their opportunity. They did nothing for a certain few seconds, waiting for SK to appear on the minimap. Then they rushed straight to the turn-in, then straight to the core. Very well played.
Very well played indeed. And now we're heading into our second match of the evening. Yes, we have more matches. It's I2Heart Esports against Playing with Pain. And let's pull up those guys into our overlay. So as you can see again on the stream, rank 4 I2Heart Esports, rank 5 Playing with Pain is Pain. And they're going to be our next match in the Heroes Premier League. But first, we're going to go into a little bit of a music break, as we are going to be getting a little bit of water, Thatcher. I think that's a very smart move right now.